Hi there, it's Dorleen. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my creative life. I'm playing in my junk journal again today, and I'm going to be making a really cute tag that goes inside this pocket that I have in my junk journal. So I'm just flipping through. You can see that's an envelope that I received from a Christmas card or something years ago. And I just wanted to show that you can make little pockets out of them. Now, this is a snippet roll that I made years ago, and I basically made it using adding tape, and I just added or sewed down a whole bunch of kind of pleated colored painty papers that I had and got rid of a whole bunch of scraps years ago. So the first thing I did was I covered that envelope just with those snippet rolls, and it just really kind of looked like fun ruffles. Now, I got this watercolor kit at the expo. I'm telling you folks, it was a great deal. I want to say it was marked as like originally like $39.99 or $34.99. Anyways, it was over $30, and they were selling it for $10. And the reason why is you see all those little tiny pieces that were falling. Apparently, it got damaged or something in shipping. But I'm going to tell you, who cares? Now, I am one of those people who, I mean, my watercolor are like, the children's set that you get from forever ago. And I think I had them left over from when my kids were little. So I've never, ever used good quality watercolor. And folks, I don't even know if this is like great quality. It's definitely better quality than, your Crayola one that you get when your kids are little. But I don't know if I'll ever go back. Such a huge difference. So much color in these little painter trays or whatever, and so thick and so yummy. I absolutely loved it, and I thought, now I get it. So if you're contemplating getting a good watercolor set, get it. I'm telling you. But I didn't know what I was really doing. I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to add a whole bunch of color just randomly all over. I tried to do some sort of, like the first one I did stripes. This one I'm kind of doing a little bit more like diagonal, and just, again, using the same colors and just playing with it. This set also came with this water brush as well. I mean, and it has the tray on the top. I'm telling you, it was a steal. But I'm just covering both sides of this parking tag that we got when we stayed at a hotel in San Diego. And this was just, verify your vehicle was in the lot. And, we don't throw anything away, right? Junk journalers, art journaling, you feel me. So I decided I was just going to play, like I mentioned. Nothing really specific, just a lot of color. I'm going to use my heat gun to dry it because I have no patience and I don't want to wait for it to dry. And then I'm going to throw I'm going to put some acrylic paint because I'm going to paint some basically daisies are like the easiest flowers to make. My granddaughter, or one of my granddaughters' name is Daisy, and I always feel like I hope the other two granddaughters don't think, well, grandma just paints a lot of daisies, because of Daisy and not me. I told my son he needed to name all his kids flowers, but he didn't want to listen, and that's okay. But I'm just doing some really wonky, not even nothing, just whatever fits, whatever I feel like painting, little petals all over, and you can see here how wonky it is. I'm using the water brush only because I didn't want to pull out another paintbrush. Folks, if you subscribe to my channel, I've probably said multiple times, I'm a little lazy. Now, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'm going to tell you need to subscribe because I do a lot of different crafts. I just love all kinds of creative things. I love experimenting. I love playing. And sometimes, especially stuff like this, that's what you're doing. You're just playing and having a good time and not stressing about anything. But I do post at least 2 videos a week. One is always scrapbooking, and the other is whatever it is I'm creating in the Command Center. The Command Center is the name of my craft room and also my blog. So in this case, happens to be playing with the junk journal. It's so funny because in the junk journal, I'm like messy and I'm experimenting. I feel like I'm just kind of free to do whatever I want. And then when I scrapbook, I'm very like, oh no, I need to stick to the rules. And I don't do a lot of mixed media in my scrapbooking, very little, if any. It's just so weird, the way I'm thinking, because I don't know why. Nobody's ever told me that that's a rule, and I don't always follow rules, but apparently I do when I scrapbook. But you just saw those petals, like I said, very simple, very wonky, nothing fancy. I started this one thinking, oh, I'm going to do yellow flower. I want to do something different than a daisy. I didn't like it. I ended up doing basically the same thing on the opposite side. And then I bought these black pens from the Dollar Tree, and they're fine point, and I didn't care if if I ruin them. I mean, I did dry the acrylic paint. Excuse me, I used my heat gun on this as well. I just didn't show it. So the paint was dry, and pens will work on dry paint. But again, if it was a little wet, I wasn't too worried about it. But look at how fun that looks. I'm telling you, I think that really bright background is what really makes these flowers just pop, because it really is just a very simple daisy. I did go back through, as you can see, with more white because the color was seeping through. And I wanted them to be mostly white petals. Same here. I'm sure the yellow is going to seep through, but I'll just do more layers of it. I'm not too worried about it. Again, it's in my junk journal, and it's just me playing with paint and just having fun. So I do pretty much the same thing like I mentioned, yellow in the center, and I did 2 tones, so it's got a little bit of a variation of color. And if you follow my channel, again, I don't like to waste media. So what was left of that yellow, I just decided I'm going to put on a different page in my junk journal that I can finish later. Now, I don't know if you could tell, but the circles were on the back side of the envelope from where I'm putting in this tag. Now, I went to a shop, well, my daughter, my daughter-in-law, and all the girls, we went to a shop in, excuse me, San Francisco. God, I got something in my throat. And they were having like a summer stroll. It's called Scrap and Sip. So SCRAP, and then the letter N, SIP, SIP. I don't know if they have a website, but they do have Instagram. So I'll put that in the information box, as well as a link to my blog, my Instagram account. And I don't think there's anything really else you need to know as far as this journal or this piece, as far as company, since it's just all within the items that I have in my stash. But you could see me making some funkier lines, because the first time I think I was trying to be I was following the petals, and this time I thought, no, I'm going to be really wonky. And on this side, you see how I'm a little bit more like messier, which I really like. Again, the second time the first one, it was an afterthought. And this one, I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I trying to pretend like I do things straight? Because I don't, folks. And anyways, super simple. Almost kind of looks like a seed packet now that I'm looking at it, but that's fun. But talking about that shop again, oh my God, I'm all over the place. They had an area upstairs and just a bunch of stuff to play with. And so they gave us a little journal, and we just played with the journal, made our own little pages, and it was so much fun. And they also had a little shop, so of course I want to buy stuff, which I would have bought stuff either way. But the other thing, it was a free table, and they had tons of cute stuff. My granddaughters really had a good time, my daughter and my daughter-in-law. But anyhow, they had this quote thing, and I love this kind of stuff. So I just found some that I thought were cute, that stood out for whatever reason, and I just added them right to the tag, just like that. And that's it, folks. Super simple, and it's going to slide right into that pocket. I did add a little splatter on both sides. You saw me do it earlier on the other side. And this is splatter that I have in a little bottle, but you could definitely like water down paint or ink, or spray, if you have those sprays, that works too. But I always like a little bit of splatter. And then this white pen that I'm using, I bought it from Shein. I don't buy a whole lot there. Some things I just don't trust. But I have the worst luck with white paint pens. I don't know why. I can use other paint pens or other colored paint pens, and they work fine. So the first time I use a white paint pen, let's say the first time I take it out of the package and I'm using it, works perfectly fine, right? And then the next time I go and get it, and it doesn't work anymore. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know. There's no explanation. But these pens are not even paint pens. I don't even know if they are, because they're in a different language. So I have no idea if maybe it's acrylic ink pen. Who knows? But anyhow, it's really fabulous. So if you shop in Shein and you see them, it comes with a pack of 3, and they're 3 different, the tip differences. And so far it's been fabulous. It's the weirdest thing. But so I just tied a piece of twine, and this twine I just happened to have on my desk. I don't even know what it's from, but you know, folks, you're saving the same things I am, I'm sure. But I just added it on there and just slid it in there. Isn't that so fun? And I love how the snippet looks on the front, so it gives it more fun there. And then pull out, and there's more goodies. I'm really trying to work more in my junk journal because I really do truly enjoy it. I don't know why I put it off so often. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you did. Make sure you hit subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.